Look at this beautiful scenery. It's gorgeous. Love this. Excuse me. Alright. Well, this is attempt number 2. I tried making a video about this the other day in my Jeep, but it was kind of windy and it was messing with the mic on my my new setup that I've got. So we're gonna try this again. I might do a little test because it is breezy, and this mic does seem to be kind of sensitive. Excuse me. So, I told you guys I was going to be doing some longer content, long-form content, and this will be episode 1. So, I wanted to do it in the Jeep to start off with, just to show you, my wife and I, we no longer have our trailer. We sold that a few days ago now. Well, actually, about 4 days ago now, and we bought something else. We bought something new, something different. If you couldn't tell from the intro video, why would I start out the video on water? Well, that is part of the mystery. That is one bit of evidence for the mystery. Our new yard's going to be on the water. Excuse me. Yeah. So we bought a boat. It's a 27-footer CNC. It's a 1972 Mark 1. So it's pretty good. Video, or not a video, I'm sorry, picture up here. To show you kind of what it looks like in its current state. It does need to have some work done. Hopefully not a whole lot. We definitely know for repair wise, there's a chip in the keel that needs to be repaired. It's not a big problem. It's just a little chip, just like probably about the size of a quarter. And then above the waterline on the side of the hull, there is a gouge, little scrape that did kind of pierce the fiberglass. That's going to have to be repaired. So repair-wise, on the outside, that's all that needs to be done. On the inside, the motor needs to be cleaned out. So according to what we were told from the seller, excuse me, you flush it, you flush out all the old liquids, the old oil, the old gas, clean it up, and put new stuff in. It should run. When the boat was taken out of the water about 2 years ago, it moved forward and moved backward, so the engine did run. It's just been sitting for about 2 years. So, now that being said, outside of those 3 major things, it does need some cleanup. We are going to keep the original color of the boat because we loved it. And again, if you saw the picture, it's like almost kind of like a teal blue green, and we just loved it. We fell in love with the color. You don't see that color all that often, and we just were like, that is a very unique boat. And for the price, excuse me, and for the price, you just could not beat it at all. It was $1,800. It is on, as you can tell from the picture, it is on a trailer, so we will have to tow it from the storage spot. We did find a marina to let us work on it and get it going before we put it in the water. So actually not that far from where the marina is. We are actually, I want to say the marina is back down this way on this river. I believe this is the St. John's River here, or at least it's still called the St. John's River. But yeah, it's to my back, and it's just it's a big open marina, and they allow you to work on your boat, or you can have somebody else work on it. They do have a maintenance crew, which, yes, it's going to cause the cost to go up, but if you're like me, you don't really know a whole lot, you can, learn from them, and then, go and go on from there. So, oh boy, my wife tells me I need to slow down the smoking a little bit. That's why I'm out walking with my cigarettes. Because, yeah, I kind of agree with her a little bit. Anyways, she's a 27 footer, and we are going to be bringing you along for the ride from the maintenance, the restoration, splashing, and then all the other big life adventures that we will have with this boat. Now, that raises the question for a lot of people, well, why, if you were going to live in your cargo trailer, to convert that to a camper, why didn't you just keep going that route? Well, the answer, unfortunately, it's simple but complicated. When my wife and I came up with that plan, we didn't do enough research to know that, unfortunately, Florida, a lot of the private campgrounds have been bought out by a lot of big camping corporations. And because of that, they've made a lot of very strict rules regarding campers, the type of campers that are allowed, their age, their makes, etc., etc. So some of the rules that we didn't know about, unfortunately, really affected us. For example, no camper that is not a production model camper are allowed in literally 90 to 95% of the campgrounds around all of Florida. And where we are in Jacksonville, it's very hard, especially for where my wife needed to be at for her work. It was hard finding a campground that would allow us full time and didn't charge an arm and a leg, and that was the other big problem. If you did have a camper that you converted from a cargo trailer, your rates were higher, and their whole reasoning was because insurance liability problems. How can we be sure that you did all the necessary work and precautions to, make it a safe environment for others around you? And so it's one of those double-edged swords. I see what they're getting at, but the problem is, for people that do know how to do this type of stuff, it's like, this is what I do. I know how to do this stuff, Now, I don't know how to do this kind of stuff. So I was actually going to have people that knew how to do this stuff either show me or just do it themselves. Hold on one second. Oh. Sitting on this wood's not very good. It was hurting my knee and my ankle. So, but anyways, getting back on point, it made it pretty much next to impossible for us to be able to live that way. So we were like, okay, well, let's go back to our original plan, which was let's find an inexpensive boat that needs pretty much next to nothing to get done, and fix it up and live on not a huge, but not a really tiny sailboat. What? Big enough for my wife, myself, and our dog. So we found it. It does need, as of right now, from what we got all the information on from the current owner on the boat, it does need minimal work. At least the minimal work that we put in like boxes. All right, at least these. Well, at most these, I should say, not at least, at most these. So again, it needs to be cleaned up. It runs. Just some paint, fixing just very little minor defects in the hull, and it's all good. Everything else looked fine. The sails were in good condition. Running rigging looked like it was pretty good. Um, the mainstays were good. Yeah, everything looked like it was in honestly really good condition. So that now leads us to the next question. How am I, a disabled man, going to be able to not only live on but also operate this boat? Well, there was another reason why I chose this. It's big enough where we're not going to be constantly, you know, be at the mercy of the sea, at least with where we are in this bay. But at the same time, we're going to be, you know, it's an easy to handle boat. Um, I would suggest looking up this 1972 CNC 27 Mark One. The information that I found is that it's actually really stable. It is a racing platform boat, but it's one of their production models. So it's one of those where it can be fast if you want it to, or it can just be a lazy day sailor. And for the most part, that's how we're going to use it. It's kind of like a lazy sailor. You know, we're not really interested in speed. If we wanted speed, we would have gotten a power boat, which we know that would have been like way outside of our price range. Plus, you know, gas. You know, so yeah, we bought a boat, and I'm gonna actually do a put up another little 2 minute video. I believe it's about 2 minutes of, you know, a walk around of the outside of the boat. On the day that my wife and I actually went and looked at the boat before we contacted the owner and said yes, we want to purchase this boat, and made an offer. Unfortunately, he didn't take our offer. He said the lowest he could go was the price that he set, which still was in our opinion, was a reasonable offer. So we took that, and yeah. So I'm gonna put that video here now. So, other than that, I mean, that's it. Well, welcome to episode 1. Take care.